everybody, welcome back. This is Kim, and I'm going to do another video. I am a new dasher. I have been dashing for about a month, and I have learned so much. I want to share what I've learned. So if somebody is new to Doordash or thinking about becoming a dasher, this video should help. And for those of you who are seasoned dashers, I appreciate your comments. And if I say something that's incorrect, please let me know. Like I said, I'm not a professional. This is just not even a full month. It's been about 3.5 weeks. But anyways, I'm loving it, and I wanted to share what I've learned. So let's dig in. Okay. I'm really not a pro. I am definitely not a pro. I have done a lot of research, though. Before I started, actually, I did a lot of research on YouTube, watched a bunch of videos, read a whole bunch of things. My son is a DoorDash driver, so I had a little bit of head start before I actually started. But learning while doing is amazing. I have learned so much. So here are some of the things that I've learned already that I think will help you. Okay, so like I said, I've been a dasher for a month. It's fun. It's super addicting. And it's a great way to make some extra money. I've made a lot of money so far. Much more than I thought I would. And yes, I'm addicted. The nights I don't go, or like a whole day I haven't gone door dashing, I'm like, wow, I need to get out there. It's really fun. It's almost like a game to see what kind of orders you're going to get. To me, this is a side hustle, a side gig, whatever you want to call it. I have a full-time job, so I just do this on the side for some extra money. So, but keep some of these things in mind. Here are my tips for a new dasher. Okay, a friend of mine was asking, his son is looking for something to do after he graduates high school, and he asked if I thought it would be a good full-time job for him. I don't think so. I don't think it's consistent enough to rely on for full-time. I mean, yeah, 18-year-old kid probably would be enough money. Actually, definitely would be enough money if they did it all day or several hours a day or just at night, whatever. But it's not a career. I think I kind of suggested that he should go to college or learn a trade or do something that will actually become a career. I don't know how long this whole gig economy is going to last. I don't know how long DoorDash is going to be a viable thing. Right now it is. And, we live in Southern California, and we currently can't go to restaurants. We can't eat outside or inside. You have to pretty much pick up your food, take it home, or have it delivered. So I think that's why a lot of people are using DoorDash right now. I don't know that this will stay as busy once the stay-at-home order is lifted. So anyways, another thing I want to say is that I think there are too many drivers and not enough orders out there and too many really crappy offers. So I don't know that this could be a full-time job. I mean, I know that people are doing it full-time, but I don't know how they're making enough money by the time you take out money for taxes and pay your gas, pay your upkeep on your car, etc. And you get no benefits, you get no insurance or anything like that. So I don't know. I think as a side gig, it's amazing. Full-time, I would hate to be in the position where this is what I had to do. I think it would force you to take some of the crappy offers, and you'd make less money. So that leads me to my next tip. Don't take the crappy offers. DoorDash doesn't care about acceptance rate. So on your rankings, you have at the top is your actual ranking, and your rating. It's a customer rating, and that's from 1 to 5. So that one you want to keep high. Try to keep it at a 5, obviously. The next one down on the rating is the acceptance rate. This is all the people who are successful with DoorDash that I have seen on YouTube have very low acceptance rates, like 15, 20, 25%. Mine is currently at 30%. And then there's completion rate, which you want to keep that high. That's how many offers that you have accepted that you actually complete. And then the next one is on time or early. These are the orders that you delivered on time or early. And then it tells you how many your lifetime deliveries are. So the only one that doesn't really matter of those rankings is the acceptance rate. You can go as low as you want. We are independent contractors, so they cannot force us to take any deliveries. So that's probably why that this ranking is not even taken into consideration, because they can't force you to take any offers that you don't want to do. They can't force you to go to a restaurant you don't want to go to, or deliver to a neighborhood you don't want to deliver to. That's kind of the beauty of being an independent contractor. You have control over those things. So don't take the crappy offers. What is a crappy offer? Well, in my opinion, the long distance orders. It not only uses more gas, it drives you out in the boonies, and then you have to come back deadhead without an order to bring you back into town. So it's really double the amount of miles and double the amount of time that you're away. And most of the time, the money offered is not high enough to compensate for that time or the mileage. Like tonight, there was a few of them. They were like $13 for 18 miles, or there was one that was really bad. It was like $12 for like 20-something miles. I'm like, who's going to take that? You're driving a long time, a far distance. You're using a lot of gas. And that means for that $13 for the 18 miles, you're only going to make $13. And let's say it takes you 20, 25 minutes to drive there. And, plus the time at the restaurant, which is probably a good 10 minutes usually. And then 20, 25 minutes to drive there, plus 20 to 25 minutes to drive back. You've made $13 and you've taken more than an hour to deliver that food. So it's not a good deal. Don't do it. Obviously do it if you want to, but I don't think you should. What are the other crappy offers? Well, in my opinion, the $3 offers are bad. $4 offers are bad. $5 offers are bad. Even if it sounds like a good deal. Today at lunchtime, I got a $4 offer for it was like 1.2 miles or something. Okay, that doesn't sound bad. You're paying $4 for 1 mile. But it's really not a good deal, because, it could take you 15, 20 minutes to do that delivery. By the time you park, go into the restaurant, try to pick up the meal, get back in your car, drive to the person's house, and then, that is, to me, not worth my time. So, and that usually means that there's no tip, that it's just the service fee that DoorDash supplies. So if the person is too cheap to tip, then they're too cheap for me to deliver their food, because I'm not going to do it for that. My minimum is $8. I know that sounds kind of high, but I'm using my car, my gas, my time. I got to make it worth my while. I know people take offers that are lower. I personally have set 8 as my minimum, and at least $2 per mile. So those are my minimums. You can make up your own mind. I'm just giving you what I'm doing. Okay, so here's some more tips. Don't chase the red zone. I heard someone say that, and that's a great way to explain it. So when you open up your Dash map, when you open up the app, there's a map on the front. If the map in your area is red, you can dash. If you've scheduled ahead of time, you can dash. But let's say you have an hour to kill and you're like, I'm going to see if I can dash. And you open up your app and the map is gray, you are not allowed to dash. But let's say the neighboring area is red. Well, I'll just drive over there and dash over there. You might be tempted to do that, but resist it, because you're spending extra time and mileage getting into that zone. It's an unfamiliar zone to you, so you won't know the restaurants or the neighborhoods or anything. And by the time you get there, it could be gray also, and you won't be able to dash there either. So, personally, I say don't chase the red zone. Here's a huge tip. Track your mileage. There are some mileage tracking apps you can use. I tried a couple that were not super accurate. I'm just taking a picture of my starting mileage, and then when I'm done, I take another picture of the ending mileage. And then I put it into Excel spreadsheet. But I'll keep trying the tracking apps, see if I can find one that works good. I don't want to pay for one, so I'm trying to find a free one. But the mileage is really going to help you tax-wise. Now, I'm not a tax professional. This is not official advice. This is just what I've read online, and this is the main thing that I'm really going to track because I want to be able to deduct those miles. Okay, so related to that, like I said, I'm not a tax professional, but you do need to pay taxes. During your first year, you do not have to pay quarterly taxes on your 1099 earnings because you will have zero the year before. So the quarterly is based on the year prior. So if in 2019 you were not a Doordash driver, so you would have zero 1099 earnings, in 2020 you would not have to pay quarterly because you had nothing in 2019. But let's say you made about $8,000 in 2020. So now in 2021, you're going to have to pay quarterly based on that $8,000 that you earned. So that's how they figure out how much you should be paying quarterly. Like I said, I'm not a tax professional. I've just got this information online and by asking different people. So seek some professional advice to make sure that you do this properly, that you pay the quarterly taxes when they're due and the amount that's due. And so that's important. The one last thing I also wanted to say is, since you have to pay taxes, you need to hold money out. You are responsible as a 1099 independent contractor to pay your own taxes. You do not have an employer who is going to pay taxes. Doordash is not going to submit your taxes for you. So you need to contact a tax professional to figure out how much to pay and when. Our CPA told me to keep out about a third of my income to cover the taxes that we will have to pay based on how much, on whatever earnings I get from Doordash. So that's my plan. I'm going to keep a third out. But your situation could be different. So make sure you talk to someone who really knows what they're talking about. Don't just arbitrarily say, I'm going to save 10% and that'll be plenty, because you don't know. So anyways, so that's that. Next tip, your vehicle. So I have a new car, and I have chosen not to use it for Doordash. So I bought a used car, an older car, and it gets I haven't done a whole tank yet, but so far it looks like it's going to be about 24 miles per gallon, which is not great, but it's not horrible. So if you don't get a fuel efficient vehicle, you're going to spend a lot on gas. I was going to try to get just like a little Honda or something. I just couldn't find one that was in decent shape for the right price. But I found a car. You're going to put tons of miles on the car. So I found a car that has 100,000 miles on it. Hopefully it can go for another 100,000 or so. It's a cheap car, so you get what you pay for, but hopefully it will last me. It's going to be only for Doordash. I did not want to use my brand new car because I didn't want to put a bunch of miles on it and risk spilling some food in it or whatever. So anyways, gas prices will add up. I don't know where you live, but here in Southern California, gas is pretty expensive. So that's an important tip. My next tip is to skip the restaurants that are constantly slow or don't respect Doordash drivers. I have had both this week. In fact, tonight we went out and the sushi restaurant, they kept telling me 5 more minutes. Pretty soon it was 20 minutes, and then they said they were bagging it up, so I waited another 5 minutes. And it turns out they weren't bagging up my order at all. They were giving it to someone else. And mine had 2 people ahead of me still. So I unassigned and left. I wasn't going to waste any more time there. This restaurant in particular is not always slow, but tonight it definitely was. So maybe they had a lot of big orders. Maybe they were understaffed tonight. I don't really know. But there are ones that are always slow, and I'm not going there anymore. And Islands in particular really has been kind of, I heard them being rude to people, and the orders are never ready. So I'm not going to Islands anymore. Let other people go there, but you'll learn as you go places which restaurants to avoid. Don't waste a bunch of time waiting for orders. Try to pick the restaurants that are going to have the food ready. The quicker you get your food, the quicker you get it to the customer, and then you can get another offer, so you can make more money. If you're waiting at a restaurant for a half hour every single time, you're not going to make very much money. So I'm keeping track of the slow restaurants, and I'm just not going to go there. Also, remember that Doordash is a customer-centric business, not driver-centric. So you need to look out for yourself. I think Doordash, if there's ever a dispute, is going to side on the customer side. Drivers are a dime a dozen, and they know that they can just deactivate you and someone else will take your place. They have plenty of drivers. So take care of yourself, be smart, make smart choices, take pictures everywhere you go and every drop off. Try to show the address in the picture. Just protect yourself. And on that note, be safe. Drive safely, park carefully. Your safety is more important than anything. Don't risk getting speeding tickets, parking tickets, or in an accident. Just spend an extra minute finding a good legal parking place. And if you're going to be late delivering, oh well. Don't rush. Don't get in an accident. Don't get a speeding ticket. In the long run, that's going to take much longer and cost you a lot more money. So just keep your priorities straight. Be safe and careful and do the best you can. Be a good person. When you're at the restaurants, be nice to the people working there. A lot of times they're really stressed out. Just be a friendly face. And I think that we don't really get to interact much with the customers because you're dropping it off usually at the door. Well, I am. But if I do see someone, say something nice and just give them good service, good customer service. Do your best, but like I said, be safe. So those are my tips. And I appreciate any comments, questions. Just put them down in the comments below. Like I said, I'm new to Doordash. This video is based solely on my first few weeks of delivering. I'd love to hear from you, especially those of you who have done it a long time. And if you have some tips or advice or response to something I said, I'd really love to hear from you. And also don't forget to subscribe and like this video. That would be great. I'm going to be doing some more Doordash videos. I've come up with so many great ideas. It's really fun. And I know it's there's so many YouTube videos out there about Doordash, and so many people, will do the the driving. They discuss why they took a particular offer and not another one, and they tell you how much they made and blah, 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 blah. So I'm trying to come at it from a different angle. So I hope this is useful for you, and I hope it's entertaining, and I hope that you learn something new from my videos. And I would love to learn from you. So like I said, please comment in the comments below and let me know if I've said something incorrect, or if you've got some advice for me. That'd be fantastic. Thanks for listening.